Hi everyone! So in this video, I just want to cover what exactly is happening with the Unit 2 journal or presentation on research and integrating sources and just cover that assignment a little bit. Shouldn't take very long because this is essentially the same as the Unit 1 journal or presentation assignment, but just applied to what you learned in Unit 2 of 101. So in Unit 2 of 101, we didn't write a final paper, but we did work on that database exploration sheet. That's kind of like the large summative, there we go, the large summative assignment that you have due in there. And so the questions that you're going to see when you look at these Unit 2 journal or presentation on research and integrating sources assignment details, it's going to talk about, it's going to have prompts that focus a little bit on the process that you went through when you were writing and doing research and looking for that source that complemented our instructor provided article. When you were searching on the databases and looking for an article that went along with the same topic, you're going to detail that process in these questions. So the questions are, what was the hardest part of the writing and a research process? What tip, habit, strategy, or resource was most useful? What part of the writing or research process was the simplest for you to navigate in Unit 2? What tip, habit, strategy, or resource was most useful in making that stage easy? So you can see that these kind of go together, these questions. This is a practical type of journal because it's really asking you to reflect and do that good critical thinking in terms of what worked well for you in the research process and what you might have struggled with and how you could potentially improve the areas where you struggled and what things made it easier that you should continue to do as you research in the future. Because if you're thinking like what was the hardest part of the writing and or research process for you in Unit 2, if you're thinking, geez, the whole thing, or like, oh no, the databases, those are things that you're going to be doing for the rest of your academic career. Finding sources and incorporating them is a major part of 102, and it's also an important part of many classes within your majors. You're going to be asked to write papers where you're expected to find sources, and often teachers are going to want sources that are from the databases. So if you went to the database and thought, geez, this is too hard, and just defaulted to Google, that's not really going to serve you as you continue in your academic career and you're expected to find these academic sources. So this is a time to reflect where if you had that feeling where you're like, man, I just want to run straight to Google, ask yourself kind of how you can navigate these databases better. What tips, habits, or strategies can you use to make this process better? Because this is something that you're going to have to do for the rest of your academic career. So that's why this journal is a practical, I think a really practical one, because it's going to ask you to think about how you can make the process of research easier for you. And as before, you're going to have the same options in terms of what you do. You could write a journal reflection, 1 to 3 paragraphs. If you are writing a journal reflection and turning in a Word document with a journal, again, I ask that you work hard to write strong, organized paragraphs, just like you did in the first journal. Second option, plan and present a short presentation, 1 to 3 minutes long. Third option, create a visual aid like a PowerPoint or Google Slides, focusing on your responses to these questions here. And so you can see the steps. Again, the Unit 2 brainstorming chart is included, so it's a slightly different brainstorming chart that can help you come up with some ideas. And there are steps for you to follow to help you get to the submission. You can see there's a description of each of the options here. So if you choose to do the Word document, the journal reflection, it'll look like this. These are the assignment details for the short presentation. And then down here, just an explanation of the various formats. And then you'll submit your journal article or a link to your presentation or visual as your submission. And that's it.